Now, let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Alex Morash, and let's queer up gay culture. D.C. welcomes first LGBTQ affordable housing for elders. Washington, D.C. reached a historic milestone, its first ever affordable housing development dedicated to older LGBTQ adults. It is now open and accepting applications. Located in Southeast D.C.'s Fort Dupont neighborhood, this welcoming new space is led by Mary's House for Older Adults, a nonprofit committed to supporting the unique needs of queer and same-gender loving elders. The residence features 15 single-occupancy units and over 5,000 square feet of shared space, including a communal kitchen and dining room. The building offers Americans with Disabilities Act adaptable units, health support, and wellness programs, all designed to create a dignified, supportive environment for aging LGBTQ folks. According to SAGE, a national advocacy group for queer elders, and many LGBTQ adults, particularly those who are transgender, nonbinary, or gender-nonconforming, face serious housing barriers, often due to discrimination. About half of older same-sex couples report housing discrimination, and nearly 90% of trans and gender-diverse adults fear it. To learn more, visit maryshousedc.org or call 240-972-2500. If you are looking for such services in Florida, the residences at Equality Park in Wilton Manors offers affordable housing development with supportive services for LGBTQ+ seniors. And, as a former DC resident, it's nice to see these sort of stories. Normally, I'm traditionally very critical of senior-only affordable housing, but those are normally big developments, just because I've seen, we were mentioning Cape Cod earlier. On Cape Cod, they would never do affordable housing unless it was senior-only. But this is not that sort of complex.
No.
Reminds me more of youth support services. These are a small group of 15 units. These are probably, I would imagine this is to help seniors with very more specific needs than you would think of traditional affordable housing. But it's also a reminder that, the best way to help all queer people with affordable housing is more affordable housing for everyone. That's how you actually make it easier for everyone and get those rents down. But this sounds like a very nice project, which is an unusually nice thing for me to say about something in D.C.
I mean, affordable housing definitely is an issue, but it's going to be unfortunately solved by grassroots efforts like this. And so, the overall government, stepping in for affordable housing it's not going to happen, unfortunately. As somebody who works in the building community, it's impossible to cut through red tape. What I will say is, the discrimination is definitely, with the rollback of DEI and everything, is going to become bigger and bigger fears. So when you have places, here in Wilton Manors in DC, there's another one in Philadelphia where you have a growing community of older residents, and the prices of rent in those areas keep escalating, and you're on a fixed income. You do need something for senior living, whether it be non-LGBTQ based or just regular senior living. But however, because we are dealing with people that have, possible extra discriminatory, circumstances being LGBTQ, they might be also then looked at a regular senior housing and going, I'm sorry, you can't be here, which then puts them at even more risk of being homeless. So, I agree with you. I firmly believe that we need more affordable housing. I mean, as somebody who is quite comfortable with a steady job, it's even difficult for me to, find housing at times. So the struggle. So to compound that as, being on elderly, I've had to unfortunately put some of my own family members in elderly care, and the way to get into some of these elderly care, I mean, I felt like I was literally giving my life for them to go into housing, which is just unfortunate. So to have, that, to be trans or LGBT or same-sex couple and have to face that on top of possible discrimination, I can see where they don't even want to go in.
Absolutely.
At all. Like, the fear would just be like, no.
And not just the current discrimination. We're talking about the lifelong discrimination they've experienced throughout some of the most tumultuous LGBTQ, anti-LGBTQ moments in our history. So, I can't even imagine the mental ramifications of what that puts them in. So these specialized places that are out there helping them, I think that's really great that that's an opportunity that they know that their community's there waiting for them, and it will help with their, their care and their financial situations. And it's great to see these things, especially with all the chaos in the world. You're right. It's these small grassroots things that come up and give us those little sparks of hope.
So, and I'm not bashing the group by saying that 15 single occupancy units, 10 to 15% of the District of Columbia's 600,000 to 100,000 residents are LGBTQ.
Yeah.
So like this is a nice little thing, but I just don't want to get people to think that like we've solved queer DC.
There's more work to be
so
done.
much. Yeah, absolutely.
Just the spark.
Yes. And I mean, I often joke with my partner, we're getting, 1 or 2 more years and I get to be in that 55 plus community. And then I wouldn't have to worry about my rent raising. But you're right. This is a very, very small percentage. But more and more grassroots efforts need to be happened to help. And then maybe, just maybe, with all of this, then we can then start looking at places, like the federal level or state level, to then start backing some of these types of projects.
Yeah, housing is a huge issue. We were just talking about, a Bill Clinton endorsed candidate with $1 zillion lost because the other guy said the rent's too high.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, that is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing and subscribing Queer News Tonight.